The sun was rising over the city of Rome. Its golden light touched the rooftops, temples, columns, and narrow stone streets filled with voices, cartwheels, barking dogs, and the sound of water running through aqueducts. In one of the many insulae or apartment buildings lived Gaius Terentius Rufus, a Roman citizen of the middle class. Gaius lived on the third floor. The higher floors were cheaper, smaller, and less safe in case of fire, but he and his wife, Livia, managed well. Their room had a wooden bed, 2 stools, a low table, and a shelf with a few scrolls. On the wall hung a small painting of Mercury, the god of communication and business. He woke early, as most Romans did. His bed was simple, just a wooden frame with ropes and a mattress stuffed with straw and cloth. He poured cold water from a clay pitcher into a basin and splashed his face. Soap was not used. Instead, he rubbed olive oil on his skin, then scraped it off with a curved metal tool. It kept the skin clean and gave a healthy shine. Gaius dressed in a tunica, a simple woolen garment tied at the waist with a leather belt. On special occasions or when visiting the Forum, he wore a toga, though he found it heavy and uncomfortable. Livia handed him a piece of bread with honey, a handful of dried figs, and a small clay cup of watered wine. Breakfast, or ientaculum, was modest. Outside, the street was alive. Merchants were setting up stalls with fresh vegetables, fish, and amphorae of olive oil and wine. A woman sold garlands of flowers for the temple. Children carried water in jars from the public fountain. Slaves swept the pavements or ran errands for their masters. The smell of baking bread mixed with animal dung and city waste. Gaius stepped carefully around a puddle and made his way toward the Forum. He passed temples, columns, and marble statues. He paused near the Arium, the public record office, where messages were displayed on large boards. Notices about court cases, elections, and even personal ads could be read by literate citizens. Gaius stopped to check the news: a senator's speech, a tax increase, a missing slave. His office was located near a bathhouse. Gaius worked as a scribe, a professional writer. Literacy was not common, so scribes like him wrote contracts, business letters, legal complaints, and even love poems for those who needed them. His handwriting was clear and elegant, and he charged extra for colorful ink or decorated borders. At noon, the heat became stronger. The streets emptied. Gaius closed the wooden shutters and left for the thermae, the Roman baths. There he met other citizens, traders, artisans, retired soldiers. He undressed in the apodyterium, passed through the tepidarium, and sat for a while in the caldarium, where hot steam opened the pores. Later, he dipped into the frigidarium, a cold pool that refreshed the body. A slave rubbed oil on his skin, then scraped it off with a strigil, leaving his skin clean and smooth. After the bath, he stopped at a stall for a merenda, a midday snack. He bought a small pastry filled with goat cheese and herbs, wrapped in a fig leaf. Then he returned home, walking slowly under the shadows of tall buildings, listening to the sound of lyres from a distant courtyard. At home, Livia was preparing cena, the main meal of the day. She cooked lentils with herbs, fried small fish in oil, and cut fresh bread from the baker. They sat on low couches and ate with fingers, using spoons only for soup. Forks did not exist. Gaius poured a little wine into their shared cup and said a quiet thanks to the household gods. A neighbor arrived with news from the Colosseum. He had seen 2 gladiators fight lions and survive. He also spoke of a new play at the theatrum. Gaius listened with polite interest. He preferred quiet evenings with poetry. He opened a scroll of Virgil's Aeneid, reading a few lines aloud while Livia spun wool on her spindle. As the sky darkened, torches were lit. Outside, the street sellers packed their goods. In the forum, a praeco, or town crier, read the latest announcements. There was news of a new road being built in Hispania and the arrival of a governor from Syria. Someone nearby played a flute, and children chased each other in the cooling air. Later, Gaius climbed the wooden stairs to the roof, where many neighbors gathered on warm nights. Some families cooked simple dishes over small fires. Others played dice or told jokes. The stars began to appear above the city. In the distance, temple bells rang softly. Below, the heart of Rome still pulsed, chariots on the cobblestones, voices in the taverns, shadows in the torchlight. The empire stretched in all directions, but here, in his small corner of the city, Gaius Terentius Rufus felt the rhythm of everyday life.
Enjoyed the story? Support the channel. Buy me a coffee.